Imagine that you are a jazz vocalist and you want to perform a cover of a rock tune in a jazz style. What if the only chord chart you had was the original rock version? Did you know that it only takes a few minor edits to change the style of your chart? To change the music style, the most important edits that you'll make on your chart are the time signature and the groove. Depending on the new style of the chart, you might also want to change a few of the chord qualities. For reference, listen to a jazz version of the rock song you want to cover. If you don't have a jazz version, find a template song in a jazz style. Let's start by describing the new groove. A full groove description usually includes the genre, the subdivision, and the tempo. Because you already know the new style, you could change the genre part of the description to jazz. Keep in mind that including a genre category alone can be confusing. Genre categories are helpful as a general starting point for a groove description, but because some genre terms are so broad, it's important to combine it with a more detailed description of the groove. Before you determine the subdivision, you first need to decide on the time signature. Many rock songs are in 4/4, so if you want your new style to be in 4, you probably won't have to change the time signature from the original chart. However, if you would like to sing your new song in 6 instead of 4, you would also have to change the time signature on the chord chart to 6/8. To hear an example of this, check out Postmodern Jukebox's 6/8 jazz cover of Creep. The original version is a rock song by Radiohead performed in 4/4. The four most common subdivision categories are straight eighths, swing eighths, straight sixteenths, and swing sixteenths. If you wanted the new style to sound similar to a jazz swing tune, like Frank Sinatra's Fly Me to the Moon, the time signature would stay in 4/4, but the new subdivision would be swing eighths. Listen to a variety of songs and determine if there are other subdivisions that are most commonly associated with specific genres. Finally, indicate the tempo of the song. If you're going to sing the song at the same speed as the rock version, you wouldn't have to change the tempo marking on the chart. However, if you would like to sing the melody a little slower or faster, you could use a metronome to determine the new tempo. Make sure you have a metronome app with a tap function. Tap the pulse as you sing the melody in the new style. After you've tapped a few consistent pulses, the metronome should display an approximate tempo marking. You can check the tempo by singing along with the metronome click and adjusting as needed. After you've determined the new groove, you can change the groove description. For example, you might change the groove from rock straight eighths, where the quarter note equals 100 beats per minute, to jazz swing eighths, where the quarter note might equal 120 beats per minute. Next, determine whether the existing chords and instrumentation are appropriate for the new style. You might notice that pop songs use triads or 3-note chords, while jazz songs often use harmonies with more tension, like 7th or 9th chords. As you become more familiar with the types of chord progressions that are commonly used in each style, you might consider changing some of the harmonies so they sound more stylistically appropriate. If you're not sure what chord qualities to use, check out chord charts of other songs in the new style. If the new style calls for different instrumentation, you might want to indicate that somewhere on the chart. For example, instead of using an electric bass, you might consider using an upright bass on a jazz cover. Listen to many songs in the new style to decide on instrumentation, texture changes in new sections, and stylistically appropriate organization of form. This type of listening and practice will help you differentiate between styles and will also help you communicate the sounds that you want to hear to your instrumentalist. Now, try changing the style on one of your own chord charts. Listen to a cover version or find a template song to use. Determine the new time signature and the groove first, then decide on harmonic progressions that fit the new style. Finally, indicate appropriate instrumental textures, then try your chart with a band. It will be a great learning experience for you and probably a fun challenge for your instrumentalist.